What's up, guys? Today we're going to be having maybe an uncomfortable conversation. Is it going to be uncomfortable? We're going to be talking about body count. We know it's a conversation that everybody loves to have, and in this modern day and age, it feels like we're having combos surrounding body count more and more. We're going to unpack that a little bit, but before we do, we got Taylor in Nashville.
Ooh, well, I'm ready to get uncomfortable. Let's do it.
I'm hoping this is smooth sailing and it's not going to be too crazy. But as I said before, you know, there's a lot of conversations being had in this modern day and age surrounding body count. Should men be able to ask women? When do you ask them? Should women ask men? Is it different for the two genders? Should we care as much when a man has a high body count, which we will get to in today's video that we will be reacting to? But I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's lay some groundwork. This video ended up getting 32 million views on TikTok, and it's a girl being asked specifically about body count, just so we can feel what the environment can be surrounding having this conversation.
Why do you think men care about a woman's body count?
Do you? People actually care about that shit?
Men in general.
If a man is fucking asking my body count, he can get fucked. Who gives a fuck? Oh my god, that's so stupid. People actually ask that shit?
Yes.
Okay, well then you're talking to the wrong man. If a man is ever asking about your body count, you're talking to the wrong man, and he can get fucked. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Get fucked.
So, can I ask you this then?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do you think about the analogy? If one key can open many locks, it's known as a master key, as opposed to if you have a lock that can be opened by any key, it's a shitty lock.
I think that if a woman is an analogy to you, then you're not fucking ready to be talking to a woman, and you should probably get fucked. So, if a woman is the key to you, talk to your mom, talk to your sister, talk to your cousin, I don't know, get a real fucking life. And get fucked. Thank you. And a woman is not a key.
Okay. So she seems to have some very strong opinions on the matter. I'm thinking there's some alcohol/intoxication involved in this video, and maybe that's why we're getting such a raised presence from this girl, and also a misunderstanding of the analogy as the woman would be the lock in that case. But we've heard many a woman flip that analogy and use a different example to make the exact same point in regard to men, so that is really neither here nor there. I personally think it's totally okay to have a conversation surrounding body count in a relationship for both men and women, because it points to certain characteristics about the partner that you're with, and then you can make judgments based on whether or not you feel like you want to move forward with that person based on their prior behavior. Do I feel like people can have high body counts and maybe change their personality and their view towards sexuality? Sure, but I'm looking at a high body count as like an indicator of maybe we are not the best for one another. Taylor, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, people, for as much as people talk about, you know, sexual compatibility, I think it's important to, even more important to have values compatibility, and having this conversation is a part of understanding a person's past and part of their history and their relationships, and a part of how they think about themselves, how to think about sexuality, how they think about relationships. And, you know, sex is a big part of romantic relationships, and you need to understand where your partner or prospective partner is coming from. I think it's totally fair game to ask, and whether or not you and said person have the same perspective on that, let alone history, it's important to at least have the conversation so that you know. Going into a relationship blind is probably not the best idea. Obviously, it becomes more incumbent on the people to have the discussion at a certain stage in the relationship, and I'm not, there's probably a different timeline for every single one. But generally speaking, I think it's a healthy thing to discuss and make sure that you know and are on the same page with whoever you are looking at being in a relationship with.
Yeah, and let's have a conversation as to whether or not it is different amongst the two sexes. Should we care more about female body count than we do about male body count? Is there a difference in biology and therefore a difference in the way we view that number based on sex? Before we have that discussion, let's watch another one of these street interviews to get somebody else's take.
Do you think men should care about a woman's body count?
No. They can have a body count of 100, but if we have a body count over 10, then it's a problem.
What's your reasoning behind that?
I'm just saying I think men think of women differently.
Of course, we're different. Men and women are different.
They are different.
So with that, there comes different circumstances.
Yeah.
Right?
So you can fuck whoever you want, but I can't?
Not necessarily. So there's a difference between having sex with a bunch of, high quality women and just having sex with any girl that comes around, right?
Yeah,
There's a difference.
There's a difference
for a girl,
between having sex with high quality men and just any men that comes around.
Of course, but you guys are set at a different quality, like a different standard, because you're supposed to have children one day. You birth, right? You raise families. You're the sector of everything that's supposed to be wholesome about a family.
Yeah.
But if you've been with any guy and hundreds of guys, right? That kind of devalues your worth as a mother, or as a mom, as a wife.
But it's not devalue you as a guy? Because you can impregnate 100 women whenever you want in 100 days. I can only have one baby in 100 days.
Okay. But if you look at back in the day, the whole before pregnancy tests became a thing, when you would have sex with multiple women, you would know that I would be the possible father, or I am the father of this. But when a woman is having sex with multiple partners, multiple men, they have no clue who the father could be, right?
But it's easy to track that back.
I mean, in the past, right?
No, for now.
Yeah, now.
I can track back the day that I had sex with someone to the day that I got pregnant because of my ovulation cycle.
That's fair.
Do you think men should care about?
Okay, so we got through that video. Some better arguments and some worse arguments shared between the two parties here. It's interesting to watch people so not viciously, but so fervorously defend having sex with as many people as possible on both ends of the spectrum. I don't respect that in women and I don't respect that in men. So it's interesting to watch the two sides battle over being able to have sex with 100 people within their lifetime. That just absolutely blows my mind. Now, for his perspective, motherhood, I don't know, was the right thing to invoke. I think he could have talked about biological characteristics in men versus women and how we have certain attachments when it comes to sexual partners, and for women that being a heightened feeling and how that can change things. He also alluded to the fact that back in the day, if you were a woman going around having multiple partners, you wouldn't be able to know who the father is, and that's very much true. Whereas with men, it's a lot easier because you can, go around and impregnate as many women as possible. I'd hope that that's not the lifestyle that either of these individuals are leading. But to his point, that is very much true. I can place value in the argument that men have different attachments when it comes to sexual partners and lesser attachments when compared to women, and that being a reason why a higher body count may be worse for a woman, at least based on my own judgments. But that doesn't excuse super high body counts for men. For me personally, I view it as a red flag for both parties. What about you, Taylor?
Don't know where to start on each question to answer, but
Right.
As far as the double standard, I think that women should care if a man has a high body count, and men should care if a woman has a high body count. We should just care in general about both of these things. We're well aware of sort of the biological elements at play as far as men being incentivized to, biologically speaking, mate with as many people as possible, and then women having to deal with the biological reality of carrying a child and let alone birthing one, and then having to be the physical source of nutrition for that child in its early stages of life. So that's all relevant in the discussion. And I think he did make a solid point that historically speaking, it was more culturally a thing for to pay attention to making sure that women are not being promiscuous, so to speak, if they're married or whatever, so that it is known who the father is. I was just listening to a podcast talking about the Greco-Roman world, and that was very much a thing. Men, it was okay for them to be promiscuous. So there literally was a double standard there, but it was because of that needing to know who the father was thing, which granted is an unfair situation just on its face. But in modern times, I think it's generally unwise for women to have a ton of sexual partners for the reasons already stated. Let alone we talk about diseases and other things, and there's also the emotional side of it, and the potential baggage, the impact on how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, impact on future relationships. But I also think it's unwise for men. And I heard a good analogy recently that likening having lots of sex and even using porn to inflation, and how when you pump a lot of extra currency into a monetary system, it loses its value, right? And when you were talking about sex, most people want to have a long-term monogamous relationship that is more than just sexual, that where you can really fully belong to someone else, they can fully belong to you permanently and completely. And that is something that I think most people would admit that is something that they desire. Maybe cultures are really jaded now where we have less of a hope for that. But when you have lots of sex with lots of partners, or fulfilling sexual desires in any litany of ways, you're introducing a lot of extra currency into that system, and you're devaluing what would otherwise be more meaningful and pair bond, more something that strengthens your ability to pair bond with that individual person, and being able to preserve that for that one person that you are going to commit to and spend the rest of your life with, to me seems like the wiser direction. And of course, just full disclosure, I'm coming at this from a Christian perspective, and that's the lifestyle I've led, and I believe very much in marriage and everything. But even outside of that, like everything I just laid out, I don't think is a religious argument for it. I think it's just kind of general wisdom. And for whatever reason, like you said before, both men and women in modern culture seem to be fighting over laying claim to being able to have as much casual sex as possible. And it just seems misguided to me.
Yeah. And coming from the non-religious perspective, I'm just like, why? Why is that something that you want? Are you on your deathbed going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I slept with so many people? And if you are one of those people, I would venture to say that you haven't developed enough throughout life to like learn about things that have more value. And it's kind of sad that would be something that you put as a priority when it comes to your life and exploration of life itself. Now, with that being said, we are going to like flip the typical narrative on its head, which is asking women about their body counts. And we're going to watch a Nectar video that is a woman choosing between 7 guys who have all displayed their body count for her. Now, of course, this is a modern woman. Who knows what choice she's going to make? But today we're going to watch.
Hi, I'm Montana, and I'm here to pick a date based on body count.
How are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. I'm like not too sure what I'm gonna see back there. I feel like I'm gonna see like a big range. Like there's probably gonna be some numbers that shock me, both ways, maybe.
All right, and 1, 2, 3.
Oh, number 4.
1950, 10, 100 plus, 129, 14. Oh my gosh. Okay. So just for me, immediately 100 plus is you're out of there. You're out of there. No doubt about it. And I would be putting 1 at the top of the priority list. But of course, they're going to be interviewed and, we'll get into their personalities and stuff. But the lower you are, the higher you are for me.
Do you think that this collection of fine gentlemen that they've got on this video is a representative sample of like current day men or Gen Z men? Like, I know we see these articles all the time of how like Gen Z is not having as much sex as prior generations and things like that. But this seems to be a pretty high number for every single one of these guys, especially obviously the 100 one. But do you think this is a representative sample?
Probably not, because I have to think about like, first of all, the conditions it would take to even be in this video in the first place. So we're thinking of like, I'm pretty sure these are filmed in LA. So like an LA-based male, you're already gonna have certain personality characteristics for that. I'm assuming since she looks in her early 20s, they're gonna be early 20s males, certain personality characteristics for that. They have to be willing to go on a video and share their body count, which takes a certain amount of confidence and likely a higher body count if you're willing to share those things. So I think there's just different things that are skewing them higher and higher for me.
Yeah.
I imagine it's going to be harder to find guys who are willing to display a lower body count on a video like this, especially with the stigma surrounding sexuality in men. You're expected to have a higher body count and encouraged to collect numbers.
Yeah, I guess I'm just coming at this from like, maybe this is a millennial perspective, but you know, every season on The Bachelor, or I guess The Bachelorette, there seems to be like the Christian football player guy who is waiting till marriage, and you know, they always like throw one of those in there to be a part of the options. And this video was just like, nope, we're gonna have like at least 10 or something like that for each guy.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, what is the average? Y'all let me know. I don't know what the average is for y'all. I don't know if you want to put that in the comments down below. You can put that in the comments down below with your age. Okay, let's watch.
Getting around, huh? I guess number 5, just because that's impressive. I guess good for you, or sorry for you. I guess. No.
So she said sorry for the guy who has 1. I feel like that's just like stigma surrounding guys. I would be like, congratulations that you've managed to, you know, get to whatever age you're at right now without having accumulated many bodies that absolutely mean nothing. And I can see like where guys would wear it as like a badge of pride, or, you know, you have your locker room talk about how many girls you slept with or whatever. But I just encourage you to challenge yourself and think about whether or not it actually means something. So don't say sorry to the guy who has 1. You should be giving him a pat on the back.
Can everyone just tell me like what's your age now and what age did you lose your virginity?
So I'm 23, almost 24, and I lost my virginity at 18.
I'm 21, and I lost it freshman year of high school.
21 and 50 bodies, that's crazy.
I'm 22, and I lost mine when I was 19 years old, junior year of high school.
I'm 28, and I lost it when I was 18.
I'm 19, and I lost it when I was 17.
Okay, well that number makes sense then.
Dude, okay, so you're 28, lost at 18, 100 plus bodies. So you're averaging like, you know, 10 a year. That's a lot. Guys, if you really break that down, 10 a year, and maybe some people don't view that as a lot, but that's almost every month a new person. That's like crazy to me. And that's only if you space them out. I imagine you're not going in this like linear fashion of spacing out the people who you're sleeping with. So you have like 10 there, a couple there, 20 there, or whatever. That's crazy.
I'm 22 tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Lost, I think, when I was like 17 or something.
Okay.
I'm 19, and I lost it at 16.
Does body count matter to you guys?
He slept with 14 people from 16 to 19.
Yeah. Not really. I feel like,
crazy.
You know, the more the merrier, more experience.
It doesn't
the more the merrier.
really matter, but also it does. I don't want someone with like lesser experience, because I don't think I'm at that
Not
point.
many people are gonna have more.
but like no experience, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, I think it's kind of cute when like someone's not experienced.
I think like someone who has a low body count, like they can still be experienced. I think it's more of like an experience thing rather than having a high count.
Okay.
Why do people care so much about experience in dating people? That's always been a question that I've had. I've never understood that argument from the female perspective or the male perspective. Wouldn't you want to grow with somebody and like learn new things about each other and move on in your relationship, not just in like the vein of sexuality, but in everything in life? I've just never understood like wanting a guy who's, you know, dated, you know, hundreds of women, wanting a girl that has experience. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and generally speaking, like I could probably understand wanting someone who has less experience, but I think I can very much understand like wanting to be in a relationship with someone who's got like a similar, at least, background or in the same ballpark to you. So like that, to your point, you can kind of grow together. Or at least you're coming at it from like a similar place or similar levels of experience, so that you know you're not have this giant gap to overcome. That
Sure.
seems to me like a challenge.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
If you're on a first date, do you ask?
Hell no.
No way, no.
Never.
When do you guys tend to have that conversation with a partner? Or do you bring it up? Do you let them bring it up?
Usually they bring it up, you know, sometimes it is on the first date, but you know, I feel like a few dates in, it's fine to talk about that, you know, kind of get to know their past a little bit.
I don't necessarily bring up like the count, but I'll ask them what they're like previous relationship experiences are.
Does a girl's body count matter to you? Like, is there a number that would bother you?
No, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like, it's something that you did, and as long as you're like committed to me, it doesn't like really matter, I guess.
Okay.
The age to body ratio matters. I also feel like the vibe matters too. If the vibes are there, I feel like at that point, like the number goes out the window.
I'm cool with everything.
You better be.
Oh, let me think about that. Anything above like 5 or 10, or 5 is cool with me.
Oh, it's cool.
I would.
Wow. So he's actually saying if you have something below 5, he is not interested in you. So you must be above. What sort of backwards world are we living in right now?
Backwards is the right word. I mean, that's, yeah, literally completely reverse to logic that I would come at this with. But, you know, good on you, I guess.
It's crazy to hear it from the horse's mouth. Wow. Wow. But obviously, you know, like he can't be trusted. He's at 100 plus. He's got problems. So, yeah.
Damn near have to do a background check to see when she did what. Kind of like seeing like how many relationships she's been in. So like, you know, if she's been in a lot of relationships, I would see. But if she hasn't, I could see how the number would be high.
Okay, so the context of where the bodies came from matters to you.
Yeah, like a background check.
Okay. Okay, the first person, I think I'm gonna go with the person with the 1 body count, mostly because they're too young for me.
I forgot how old he is. He does look very young. I hope it's just because he's young and not because his number is 1. Because again, what a backwards world we're living in, and that would be the first person that you eliminate. But if he's too young for you and you're a few years older, I could see as a woman not wanting to engage with something like that. So that makes sense.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm sorry, you're just a little too young for me.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Well, I know my number's kind of low. When I tell people, they're kind of just like that. They like make fun of me. But like for me, I kind of just like want to wait for like the right person. Like I really got to feel a connection there.
And
keep that energy, boy. Keep that energy. Keep that energy.
Good on you, buddy.
Yeah, freaking wait for the girl that appreciates that. For real.
I think I'm gonna go with 29, just because they didn't really give me much.
29.
That's probably me.
Number 6.
Oh, okay.
100 is still 100 plus is in after the first round.
Forget your body count?
Yeah. I think I filled that out when I was like maybe a little bit drunk. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Hudson,
you.
thank you.
Nice to meet
Thank you.
Let's start with what everyone does for work. Start with number 1.
I am a production assistant and work in the art department in the film industry, mostly on commercials and music videos.
Very cool. Okay.
Do you like it?
I love it, yeah. I want to be a writer and director, but for now it pays the bills and I love what I do.
Number 2.
I'm a professional model and I'm in school for cybersecurity.
I'm going to school full time right now. I also do modeling part time, and I'm trying to pursue a career in basketball.
Number 4.
I nut for a living.
Obviously.
Yeah, I do OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were serious.
Bye. Bye. He don't got the X factor. He got that X.
So judgmental of you, Amala. How dare you?
Oh yeah, no, bye. Bye 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 baby bye.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
It's a lot of work. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I'm in school for music production right now, but I'm a bellman.
What's that?
Like a bellboy. Like I take your luggage at a hotel.
Oh, like at a hotel. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think about the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
I think it's good. I think a lot of people missed out on the message. Guys, like they're like, oh, dude, this movie's sick. I gotta be an investor. And it's like, dude, this guy people over. Like you miss the point that it's a cautionary tale.
I thought it was funny, especially with, like when he was able to sell that building that like known that was damn near non-existent. I was like, damn, this dude got great persuasive like manipulation skills.
Ooh. If somebody is like priding somebody on their manipulation skills, red flag. Red flag. Get rid of him immediately, expeditiously.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I could sympathize with, you know, there's the side of the Wolf of Wall Street story that he's like ascending the ladder and making a name for himself and all that I think is, I guess, to some degree admirable, even though obviously he was like not doing it in the most ethical way. So I can see to some degree like thinking that's inspirational, but to hone in specifically on the manipulative methods used is not the best thing to say, especially when you're trying to present yourself as attractive to a prospective partner.
Yeah, if I was on a date with somebody and they said they wanted to like be like Jordan Belfort, I'd be like, okay, Date's over. Bye.
I've actually never seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Why? She has no idea what she's walking into with that comment.
I just feel like it tells a lot about your personality depending on where you rank that movie. If it's like a top 5 movie for you, sometimes people have a complex about it. I think number 1 caught it really well, that like some men really want to be the Wolf of Wall Street, and that's not what that movie is.
What's your favorite movie? Like, what's a movie you actually like?
I'll be honest, I don't think I have a favorite movie.
Huh?
Like, I don't watch movies.
You never seen Pursuit of Happiness?
Nope.
Wow. What about
They're
Little Miss
all-
Sunshine?
Nope.
What?
They're all about to walk out. They're all about to leave.
What's a movie you've seen?
TV shows?
Yeah, like.
I liked Oppenheimer.
Do you like watch TV? Do you read? Like what? Because I feel like a lot of people watch movies on their free time.
You just listen to music, or are you
like, give us something? Like,
Yeah.
kind of like, giving us a blank page right now.
I watch a little TV. I listen to music. I'm just not a big, like, if I sit in front of a TV for too long, I fall asleep. So, like, I go to movies.
You
I
watched
just
Oppenheimer. That's 3 hours.
I actually stayed awake for Oppenheimer too, and I really liked it.
Did you watch the Barbie movie also?
Of course.
Which one did you prefer?
Oppenheimer.
Okay, so she does indeed watch movies.
That's green. Yeah.
Just want to clear that up.
That's a green flag for me if you liked Oppenheimer over Barbie. That's not true of my wife, but we will go there. But no, as she's talking, I'm like, one great test that she can have. I saw a tweet recently from Brittany Martinez, the founder of EV Magazine, and she said, one thing that all of the smartest, most successful men that I've ever met have in common is a passion for Lord of the Rings. And I think that is very based. And I think she should have asked these fellows, not about Wolf of Wall Street, but Lord of the Rings, and vice versa. But, that's just my opinion.
I have a feeling these guys are not going to be Lord of the Rings fans, Taylor. Just based on the
Doesn't
general
strike
vibes.
me as the type.
No, based on the general vibes.
Actually, if you guys saw me at a bar and imagine you're attracted to me, how would you approach me?
If I see you, I'm gonna just say, what's up, Hey, how you doing? Like, I don't really got too many pickup lines. I feel
Bye.
like if you see me and you like me, you're gonna go out your way to respond back.
I mean, I really like cold approach, so I'll just come up to you, give you a compliment, get to know you, ask your name, see if the vibe is there, and then go from there. Get your number, Instagram.
Okay.
I can't lie, I don't really go up to people. I think in my entire life, maybe like 1 or 2 people, and one time I got rejected. I think that made me like really shy.
So how do you meet people?
Oh, girl.
I think
What's
through
up?
like
I'm
friend
just gonna
groups
say
and
what's up.
stuff, I'll like get introduced or whatever.
Yeah, like number 4 said, I like talking to people who like I meet through friends and whatnot. I feel like conversation can come naturally rather than me just trying to like get at you.
Okay.
Well, especially because at the bar you can come off as such a sleazebag. Like they know what you're looking for. You can come off as a douche.
I'm like a park type of guy. Like, when I
Yeah,
see you at the
exactly.
Park,
Dude, the
like,
park and the gym,
The
if
vibe
you
is
hit
so
it off,
much.
The gym's crazy. I feel like
I mean,
people don't want to be disturbed all day.
That's the thing,
There's
though.
a way
Yeah.
to do it. There's a way to do it.
Okay.
Who's next?
Number 2 with the 50.
Wait,
body
what's your thoughts on their answers there to some of the ways that they would approach a woman? They're saying it can feel like a sleaze bag because you know that they're expecting you to, or they know that you want something out of them, and so it just ruins the whole thing. And other guys are coming at it with pickup lines, and then other ones are like, I don't know, just pay her a compliment, try to be natural, try to be chill. What's your thoughts on some of those styles?
100% did not like number 50 saying, I'm gonna walk up to you and say, what's up? And if you like my vibe, you like my vibe. No. Immediately you're
I don't like your vibe.
Yeah, I don't like the vibe whatsoever. But to each their own. The other ones who said, I like to meet people through friends or, just very casually. Love that. That's super cool. I would push back on not approaching women at a bar so long as you do it in a respectable way and you are good enough at reading social cues that you know when somebody's not interested. If it's a quick walk up, say hi, pay a compliment, strike up a conversation, and that's where it ends because she's not interested, or it goes further because she is interested, wonderful. Lots of women go to bars for the distinct purpose of being hit on by guys so that they can find people to go on dates with or find their significant other. So to hear that guys are hesitant or view that as being creepy is concerning, especially when we look at the numbers of people who are not choosing to engage with women, not building significant relationships, romantic relationships in their lives. It seems to be like a culturally accepted idea that hitting on somebody is now seen as creepy when it's not true at all. You just have to really take the pulse on the situation and know when to back out if it's not going well. So yeah.
So there you go, fellas.
Yeah. Everybody but number 50. 50 needs to go.
It's nice knowing you guys, man.
And she eliminated him, so smart.
How y'all doing?
Oh, you're really pretty. I'm so sorry.
There's money.
Nice to meet you, Montana.
Montana money.
Why do I feel like his name is not Money? And he's just a walking red flag. It's a walking red flag.
Well, guys, I just want to say, use condoms at all times.
We support that.
This guy models for Trojan.
I think the one with 10. I can hear them like dapping each other up.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you,
Montana.
Here. There's a great guys back there.
Yeah. They like each other more than they like me, I think.
It's that bromance.
Yeah, there's like a bromance going on.
I'm getting my number up back here, you know?
That was funny. Points for humor. 19 seems like he's doing so well, very well in the personality department so far. And we know I'm down for, 100's out. So it's between 19 and 14. I'm leaning towards 19.
What's your sign?
Oh, I'm an Aquarius.
If a guy asks you what's your sign, girl, get rid of him. And I know there's astrology girls out there and you guys are into that stuff and you might find it endearing if a guy asks you about that. Can guarantee you, money back guarantee, he is not actually interested in astrology and he does not care what your sign is. He does not care, that it means anything. He's accumulated this knowledge from the 100+ women that he has slept with, and he is now using it to riz you up because he assumes that you care about your astrological sign and that energy. Major red flag.
You ate that and left no crumbs. Did I say it right?
You did say it. Let's keep watching.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this. Can everyone tell me theirs?
Sagittarius.
Do you know your big three?
My big three.
Okay.
I'm an Aries Sun, Gemini Moon, Libra Rising.
Get rid of him.
Okay.
I'd have to check Snapchat for the big three, but I'm an Aries.
Okay. If a guy tells you his body count and then he knows his big three astrological signs, that's another body. Tack on 10 extra bodies to whatever it is that he told you was his body count because he's lying.
Then I would consider it a green flag and actually relevant, useful information if they know their big five of the Ocean personality model that they actually use in psychometrics. That would be much more telling of like how high are you in trait openness or conscientiousness or extroversion or agreeableness or neuroticism. That would be great to know about those things. It would actually tell me something about yourself. But your big three on your astrology, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. That'd be a cute date night. Do your little big five personality quiz. You guys can take that as you will. Do that at your next date night.
Okay. They're high-fiving back there.
What's your relationship with your family like?
I have a good relationship with my family. I live very far. I'm from North Dakota originally, so I'm the only one out here in LA. But I'm very close with my mother and my grandparents. What about you? Do you have a good relationship with your family?
Yeah, I'm close with my dad, my mom, my two sisters. Grew up very close with like a really big family of women, I think.
Love that.
I think that's what helped.
Huge.
What gets you up in the morning? Like, what makes you happy? What makes you feel like the person you are?
Oh, I like this question. I think that I'm just like very grateful to be here. I grew up in the Midwest in like a smaller town, and I'm not from like a well-off family or anything. So I worked very hard to like get to LA and be doing what I love to do full time.
What is your occupation?
I'm a photographer.
Photographer, so like what kind of photography do you specialize in?
For a paycheck, I'm contracted with a studio doing like high-end family photography, but freelance I'll do like more conceptual portrait work. But I like to keep that more of a hobby because I think if it becomes too much of a job, I might start to resent it, you know?
Yeah,
when it starts to, you lose the creativity because you're forced to do it. Oh, this is really hard. Number 3. I'm sorry. There's really no rhyme or reason for that. They were all really nice.
You're good, don't trip.
He was nice.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to
How's it
meet you.
going?
I'm so sorry.
Evan.
Montana. Nice to
meet you.
This is harder than I thought it was going to be. No, I don't.
I cannot believe 100 Plus made it this far. But it's 2023, guys. My gosh. Wow.
They're both really nice and really great, and I feel like I had a good conversation with both of them. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of number 2.
Oh, she
Just
got
'cause
rid
I
of it.
think
Let's see.
that maybe me and number one had a little more in common.
Okay. She went for the personality. Number 19. Okay.
Oh, you're really pretty too. Okay.
Oh wow. I wrote that number.
You did. Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Really
What was your name?
pretty.
Forrest.
Forrest,
Yeah.
Montana. I love that name.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
I love your name too.
You can
He's trying to raise her up. Watch. He's trying to raise her up.
take.
Right.
Take.
Oh, I think it's this.
That's not
He
yours.
wishes he could take that.
That's not yours. It wasn't you. It's me.
It's giving Kevin Federline.
Who is that?
Oh gosh, he's the guy who was dating Britney Spears, and then he became known as FedEx after they broke up. But he was like a dancer in one of her videos, and
Oh, so they look
ended up
similar.
getting way above his pay grade with Britney
Sorry,
Spears.
I didn't get the reference.
90s kid reference.
Yeah, right. Okay, number one.
You know,
Final
I thought I was
reveal.
gonna get out first, so this is definitely surprising.
So she picked middle of the road in terms of body count, but it seems like the body count had no effect on her actual judgment of picking the guy that she wanted to be with. It was more personality, more vibes based. So there you go. We'll see the big reveal.
Oh, geez. All right, here we go.
Oh, jeez.
What's up? How's it going?
Hi. Nice
that's
to
fun.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Montana.
Did a handshake? You have a good handshake. There we
Thank
go.
you.
I like the tattoos.
Appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
My first impression of Montana was that she was very attractive. I thought that she might not have been into me. Just to
Right.
hear the reactions that she had about the other guys, like, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so cute." And I come out,
She said you're so pretty to two of the guys and not to him.
I was like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And I was like, "Oh man, that's cool."
Yeah, I did regret Forrest. I felt like when it came down to the last two, I didn't have a clear winner, and I kind of just like said one of them. I do.
And she's saying this, it's zoomed in on her, right? Okay, but that guy is still there, I think. Like, they're still within earshot.
Regret voting him off.
She looks at him.
He was very pretty.
The audaciousness, the audacity, the gall.
Savagery.
That's literal savagery to say that right in front of the guy while he's just standing there, like, arms crossed, that you don't find him attractive. That is so sad. At least, like, play it up for the end of the show, and then if you want to hit up the guy, you can probably look him up on OnlyFans and hit him up and say, "I'm the girl who filmed that video with you." Oh, God.
It's a weird statement to make, but put some respect on the blonde man's name. I gotta, get some respect on the blonde guys. Hold it down. I gotta admit that the hairstyle is a little like, I don't know if that's like a 90s or
It's not
80s
for you.
vibe for me. But of course, I'm not the one, making the selection. But I don't know. Don't do my man like that.
I do. I feel so bad for him. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep watching.
Yeah, we do have your body count number as well.
Oh, we're gonna
Are you okay if we bring this out and have you share it?
Yeah.
revealing her
Wait,
is.
do you have any guesses?
I kind of saw it, but I could like.
You saw it?
You're on the wrong side, but
Oh.
is it 40? I don't know. Oh whoa.
It's no wonder she didn't care about the 100 plus. I'm just gonna say. Oh my gosh.
Let's give it a hand for 40. I'm about
Let's give it
half
up
that.
for 40 real quick.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's any sort of stigma for women
I
specifically?
think they're both regretting everything now.
Yeah,
There's a huge
right.
stigma. I think women are expected to have low body count, or they're not allowed to talk about sex as freely. Like a sexually liberated woman is more looked down upon, called more names, like slut shamed, whereas men are expected to like be out there, be hooking up with people. Like, there is a conversation to be had there.
Liberated is a strong word. It's interesting that people assume that women with low body counts are not liberated. Like, just because you decide not to be with multiple partners, even though you have that within your, like, your armor, really, you can choose to do that if you want to. But people assume that if you don't do that, you're not liberated. It's just kind of wild. But yeah, to have him have 19 and then the girl be 40, I'm sure he was like, oh, must have been a little bit of a shock.
Yeah. I don't think either one of them were that thrilled with the final
No.
result. But yeah, on that thought of liberated, I mean, in my view, and just my opinion, take it or leave it, whatever, but I would suggest that possibly it could be more liberating to be free to enjoy your long-term monogamous relationship with another person without all this other potential baggage and other things that could come with having lots of casual sex before you end up with your person. Again, if that's something you want, I'm not here to issue judgments or whatever, but just to suggest that maybe when we talk about the idea of freedom, you know, it's like a train that's on the tracks is free to go down the tracks. And if the tracks aren't there, it's, you know, tilted over. That's not a great way to look at freedom. So just to suggest that, you know, it could be that your life you're more free to enjoy and flourish within some sort of boundaries, but I digress.
Hey, to each their own. I have a feeling Homegirl is going to go hit up Forrest, or she probably did right after this video was filmed. So we got down to the bottom of it. She did not care about body count. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the subject matter. Drop them in the comments down below. As always, I encourage healthy debate, so do get out, but do so respectfully. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we post a video for you guys, which is every single day. And I and Taylor will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.